Welcome back to this little game we call life, aka leading the pack pod. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is there a lot of your jersey up? I just recorded yesterday, and let's just say I had to cancel the recording. That's why I'm recording it today. I'm going to be releasing it on Thursday because I was sounding like a robot, and there was parts where it was just cutting out. I don't know why I was doing that. I think it was this mic. I'm praying to God that it's working and I don't have to wait till I get the new mic come in, then wait till the new mic comes in and then just not record something this week. That's just going to be, a little bit of a ball breaker. I will say, now I'm going to be starting up work again next week. We're supposed to be opening up on Monday, or the stores are supposed to be opening up on Monday, and I'm going to be supposed to be going back in next week too. So I don't know when I will be able to get episodes out. I'm going to try and continue to do Wednesdays. I might have to record ahead of time, or I just might give it a break until I can, get Tuesdays off. I'm trying to, first couple of weeks, I wanted to, just go back to work, try not to take days off, but I'm going to try and take Tuesdays off so I can have these podcasts, or I can record on Tuesday and then have them out for Wednesday. But we are here right now. I will figure that out when the time comes. Until then, we will see how this works out. If anything, I might just even record a couple days ahead and then release it. Might change the schedule. We don't know. We'll see. When it gets there, it gets there. Podcast schedule might be a little fucked up though. That's gonna be a little fucked. Excuse the language. I'm just pissed that this whole recording didn't work yesterday. Welcome back. So, yeah, I got the Latvia jersey up. I had a whole skit. I'm not going to redo it because I already tried redoing it before, and then I had to re-record this again because, things happen, and it pisses me off, and I don't want to redo it. So, yeah, Latvia jersey. Oh my God, I'm throwing the John Tavares jersey, Latvia jersey up. I'm not... And I hold a whole thing. Oh yeah, Latvia can't disappoint you because I don't cheer for them. Because I'm not Latvian. I'm not even close to being Latvian. I just really like this jersey. Got it for like $40 at Sivu Play. What a deal that was. Still don't know who to put on the back because I don't know a Latvian player other than Rudolf Balcers. But he plays for the Sens. I think he's on the Sharks now. He did play for the Sens, and I don't want that. Screw that. Fuck that. We'll wait till we get a good player. But great jersey. Through the John Tavares jersey, it missed my coach and hit the floor. And I might have to wash it anyways because I'm gonna go be playing in not on the CN Tower. I'm supposed to be playing on Lake Ontario tomorrow. I don't want a dirty jersey. I might have to wash that anyways. Cool. Speaking of the Leafs, they played they played their game on Wednesday and Saturday, and it went just about as leafy as it could. Saturday, they choked against the Habs. They were up 1-0, lost to the Habs 2-1. That was one thing. Now let me just talk about that game real quick. That was a Carey Price game that was recognizable as Carey Price. That was the most recognizable Carey Price game we have watched, I think, all season. He is not himself. Where people are talking about Carey Price as if this is still 2015, 2016. He has gone through injuries. He is getting older. He is not the same goalie. He isn't the best goalie in the league currently. He is one of the best goalies to play in the NHL, yes, but he is not the same goalie that we once saw until this Saturday when he single-handedly robbed the Leafs. They also took the foot off the gas, so that was one thing. And then the Habs found a little bit of a scoring touch. Now the Habs, I was talking about this season as not really being a contender in the division. The Leafs are still The Leafs are still 4 points up on the Habs, with the Habs only having one game in hand. But Winnipeg is only 1 point behind the Habs, and they're tied for games. Edmonton, they're 2 games, but they're 2 games ahead of Edmonton, or they're 2 games up on Edmonton, and They have 2 points more, but Edmonton can still catch up to them. Calgary's starting to catch up to them. What once was it was looking bad in this division. Now, before, I think there was only 3 teams that were above 500. Now we have, what is that? Now we have 5 teams above 500. That's almost the entire division. This is a scary division. I still think the Leafs are going to win it. I don't think the Habs are going to win it. I still think that Edmonton is dangerous, but just not that dangerous anymore. I think I'm still going to be right with the Leafs. I was a little bit wrong with the Habs. What are you going to do? I was wrong about the Habs as usual. But at the same time, I don't think the Habs are winning this division. They need to find their scoring touch again. Their goaltending, Jake Allen is looking like their best goalie. In all honesty, he has one less win than Carey Price, but has a better save percentage and a better goals against average than Carey Price does. Everybody's talking about Jake Allen coming in, supporting Carey Price, giving Carey Price days off so Carey Price can play well in the games that he does play. Even in the games that he has played, he isn't looking that good compared to how he used to be. He is he's not the same goalie that he was a couple of years back. He's gone through those injuries, like I said. Now what's his stats? He has a goals against average of 2.64 and a save percentage, goals against average of 2.64, which that's pretty good. It's still below 3, but at the same time, that's more of like a team stat at the end of the day. If you have a bad defense, goals aren't just on the goalie. And then the save percentage of 9.01, which that's okay, but his career is 9.17, and 9.01 is below average at the same time. Now, Jake Allen, I was looking at his stats. He's got a 2.01 goals against average. Again, team stat, but he's still got a better goals against average than Carey Price. And his save percentage is 9.33. He has played 6 games compared to Carey Price's, I think it's 9 he's played. Yeah, so 9 games. Carey's record is 5-2-0. Meanwhile, it's 5-2-2. Excuse me. I was looking at the tied stat. I don't know why they still have ties in the NHL stats. And then Jake Allen's, in 6 games, he's won 4 and lost 2. So he's only got 1 less win than Carey Price does in 3 less games with better stats. It's a little concerning for Carey Price. In all honesty, I'm not saying that Jake Allen's going to be taking his spot, but at the same time, I think I'd rather have Jake Allen in that. But also, we're talking about backup Jake Allen, not starter Jake Allen. Backup Jake Allen is just a lot better than starter Jake Allen. Now, they also played the Sens. And that loss is a little more concerning to me than the loss against the Habs. Sens are last in the league, and the Leafs had a 5-1 lead on them. They lost 6-5 in overtime. That's a lot more concerning to me than the Habs loss, if you ask me. They were up 5-1 on the Sens, and they go and choke it. Now, I'm not going to overreact. A lot of people were talking about trading Riley because he looked over Matthews for the one-timer and I guess his defensive games. And people are saying that a healthy Jake Gardiner was better than Riley. No. Defensively, from what I'm watching, I don't think so. I'm not looking at these advanced stats and the defensive numbers because I'm just using my eyes at this time. We were complaining about Riley not having a defensive partner for the longest time. All of a sudden, he has TJ Brody, and TJ Brody looks good with him. And now all of a sudden they want to trade Riley. Now my question is, if you're going to trade Riley, who are you going to get for him? Who's going to be your number 1 defenseman? who's going to be that Riley isn't a defensive stalwart, but at the same time, he's not a bum. This isn't Jake Gardner. Like, Riley isn't making plays like how Jake Gardner was that would frustrate a lot of people. Jake Gardner was a great defenseman with the Leafs at the same time, but still. We're talking about Riley. Like, he's been on this team for the longest time. People were talking about him being the captain. Now, and people were complaining that he doesn't have a defensive partner. Now all of a sudden they want to trade him after that one game. I think that this is also an overreaction from Leaf fans. Riley isn't going to be traded. He's going to be a Leaf for the long run, and stop complaining. He is this team's number one defenseman. Players are allowed to have bad games. I understand that. At the same time, you don't want them to have bad games, but people are still allowed to have bad games. What are you going to do? My opinion, I also like looking at the psychology of why he did that, why he looked past Matthews, it's dumb that he looked past Matthews, but at the same time, what happened for him to look past him? He's not they were flustered from that choke. They were all flustered. You can tell that from the Sens coming back. Now, people are also saying trade Freddie. They don't trust Freddie anymore. I still trust him. I still trust him. I still think that he's this team's number one goalie. He was playing great a couple of days ago. He needs that rest. Jack Campbell isn't playing. Jack Campbell is injured. You give Freddie those rest days, and I think we're talking about a different Freddie. I don't know. Being a Leaf fan's frustrating. Not even just the team that isn't frustrating me anymore. It's the fans that are frustrating me. Trade everybody after every single loss. That's just how this team is. That's just how this fan base is. And it's, like I said, the team doesn't even frustrate me anymore. It's just the fans. Whatever. I don't even know what's going on in the rest of the NHL, in all honesty, because it sucks to look at everything else going on. It does. How many teams aren't playing because of COVID? It's just sucks looking at the standings. Looking at others, the other divisions. Buffalo just came back from playing. They stunk, in all honesty. So it doesn't really matter. They could have just played the rest of the league out, or just the league could have played the rest of the season, and Buffalo would have been the same thing, no matter what. The Central Division, just Dallas is still 12 games back. Carolina, Florida, they're 13 games back, or they've only played 13 games. Minnesota's only played 12. Colorado's only played 13. Vegas is only at 14, but they're starting to play more games. And what's with Vegas' helmet? Actually, that's a lie. I love the helmets. A lot of people are saying that they hate them. I love the gold helmets. They should be playing it with the gold uniforms. I don't like it with the grays. The gold alternates are what they should be playing with. But yeah, that's what's going on in the NHL. Now, I'm not really keeping my eye on everything else. Now I was talking about how the President's Trophies. Now I was looking at the standings. The Leafs are first in the league. Am I happy with that? Of course I am. They're first in the league, but at the same time, the President's Trophy winner never wins the Stanley Cup. The last time we saw that, so last year Boston won it. They lost. The year after that, Tampa won it in 2019. And if you remember how it went for Tampa, they got swept by Columbus in the first round. Then you have Washington. They lost. I think in 2018, Tampa won it again. They lost in the conference finals. And then you have Washington in 2017. They lost in the second round to Pittsburgh. 2016, Washington lost to Pittsburgh. New York lost in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2015. That was 2014. 2015, they lost to, I think it was the Habs. That they lost to in 2015. Boston. They didn't make. They lost. I think in the I can't remember who they lost to, but they lost in 2014. The last Stanley Cup winner to win the President's Trophy was the Chicago Blackhawks in 2013. No, it's not happening for the President's Trophy winner. And also that season was a lockout shortened season too. Who knows? Maybe it can happen this year because not a lockout, but it's a COVID shortened season. So who knows? But I don't really care for the Leafs winning the President's Trophy. I just want to see them win the Stanley Cup. Don't really care for anything else. That's all I care about. Now, something more important happened. J.J. Watt is now a free agent. Let me just get this straight. I'm gonna try and not be biased with this because I'm talking about my favorite player, and he's rumored to be coming to my favorite team. That's just I'm going to try and stick with the facts from what is confirmed, and I'll talk about some rumors. Now, J.J. Watt, we're talking about one of the best defensive players of our generation and probably one of the best defensive players of all time. At one point in my life, I said he was better than LT. I think that was rose-tinted goggles, but at the same time, he's also gone through a lot of injuries, and he is still a fantastic player. He's still one of the greatest players. I'll still say that he's the greatest defensive player of all time because that's just how much I adore him. And I look at him for like inspiration and motivation, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that. So J.J. Watt, 5-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro. We're talking about somebody who he was named to 2010 all 2010s team, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in 2012, 2014, and 2015. And the only other player to do that, I think, was LT. We're talking about, and he's also recorded 20.5 sacks 2 times. He has led the league in sacks twice as well. He has, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons of double-digit sacks. And he would have recorded double-digit sacks in 2019 if it wasn't for injuries. Probably would have done it in 2017 as well if it weren't for injuries. 2016 if it weren't for injuries. He had some pretty injury-riddled seasons. And that's, if you're looking at that, that's a little concerning for him being 31 years old. But we're still talking about one of the hardest working players in the NFL. This is J.J. Watt. He might have those injury-riddled seasons, and he might be 31, but that's, in my opinion, look past that. He's still a great player. Last year, other than I think it was Darius Smith, he was double or triple teamed the most last year. This is still a great player. He has over 100 sacks at 31 years old. Still a great player. What else? Okay, so that's just that's essentially the facts. So there's been also a lot of news, and I'm gonna try and stick with what I've been seeing. But there's been so many new things coming out every day for J.J. Watt. So yesterday when I was recording, it was looking like the Packers and the Texans were emerging as the 2 most likely teams that he would go to. And it was looking like the Packers were the most likely team. He just tweeted out today saying, free agency is wild. Yeah, dude. You are probably the most coveted free agent for the longest time. We're talking about J.J. Watt. This is one of the biggest names in the NFL. You got DeAndre Hopkins trying to recruit him to come to the Cardinals. Juju Smith-Schuster is trying to recruit him to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, if he goes to the Steelers, that's honestly kind of cool. If he goes to the Steelers, because he'll be playing with his 3 brothers. You got TJ and Derek Watt over there. That's great. But at the same time, I want him on the Packers. Now, the Packers are coming out as the biggest suitors, or the best suitors for him to play, for him to go to. We're talking about his hometown now, or his home team. He grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, grew up a Packers fan. He's talked about how he would watch, I think it was Reggie White. He would watch Brett Favre, and those were his favorite players growing up. Or Brett Favre, I think, was his favorite player growing up. He was a huge Packers fan. Grew up in Wisconsin. Went to the University of Wisconsin as well. And he's always repping. The Badgers. Do I see him coming to the Packers? I think so. Do I want him on the Packers? Hell yeah, dude. We're talking about J.J. Watt, man. Just looking at all the combinations of like the players that he could play with on the teams that he's rumored to go to. Oh my God. So if he comes to the Packers, he'll have a duo of Zadarius Smith and J.J. Watt, but at the same time they still got Rashawn Gary and they still got Kenny Clark. But if he goes to the Browns, you got J.J. Watt lining up with Myles Garrett. He goes to the Titans. Actually, who do the Titans have? I don't think the Titans have anybody. They have Davian Clowney, but he kind of stinks now. But J.J. Watt, if he comes, where he's also looking to go to a Super Bowl contender. And out of the Packers, Browns, and Titans, if you ask me, the Packers are always going to be the what am I trying to say? The Packers will always have the biggest chance of being will always be the bigger Super Bowl contenders. If you ask me, just between their history, them still having Aaron Rodgers, the roster that they have, and the fact that they've gone to 2 straight NFC championships in a row. I think J.J. Watt is better suited with the Packers. I'm trying not to be biased because if he wants to win the Super Bowl, this is a team that's ready to win now. Aaron Rodgers, he wants that ring. Matt LaFleur is still a great coach. They got Devontae Adams. That's just the offense. But then on the defense, they got a pretty good secondary. They got one of the best cornerbacks in the league in Jair. They have one of the most underrated safeties in the league in Adrian Amos. Another really underrated safety in Darnell Savage. They got one of the best pass rushers in Zadarius Smith. One of the best defensive tackles in Kenny Clark. The middle linebackers need some fixing, or developing, I guess you could say, because they still got 2 rookies there. This is a team that's ready to win, and I think J.J. Watt can help them to win. And I think he wants to go there because he wants to be close to home. He will be at home when going to the Packers. That's, I think, his most likely destination is the Packers. That's just what I think it is. Do I want him on the Packers. I was talking about it before. I'm ready to get a Packers jersey if he comes to the team. I'm trying not to talk about it. I want to speak it into existence, but at the same time, I don't think doing that really helps. But yeah, he could be a Packer, and I'd love it. I'd be so happy if he becomes a Packer. He really, God, I keep on seeing the photoshops. Oh, I keep on seeing the photoshops, dude. Oh, they're beautiful. He looks great in the Packers green and yellow. I think he's seeing it. I think that, yeah. But there have been a lot of, people are creating rumors because, the smallest things. Yeah, a couple of days ago, he posted, or was it yesterday, he posted all gas, no brakes on his thing. He was working out and he posted that. I know you had New York Jets fans coming out. Oh, he's gonna come to the Jets because that's our that's our slogan. And now there's somebody from an article from Milwaukee came out. J.J. Watt uses all gas, no brakes expression on Instagram. Is that a nod to the Packers or a different team? Hey, I don't know. I just think he did that because, he works out and he just doesn't take his foot off the gas at the same time. A lot of rumors coming around with this because this is probably the biggest free agent. This could be one of the biggest free agent signings since who? I don't know. For the longest, this could be one of the biggest. Oh, there goes the mic, and I really hope I didn't screw this up. This could be one of the biggest free agent signings of all time. God, we got some time left. What else are we going to be talking about? Raptors won yesterday. That's a good thing. WandaVision's great. Now, I was talking about it last week, too. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not even going to have the time for it now, but I do still really want to start a new thing for talking about like, who knows, talking about like not media, but like shows, movies, stuff like that. I don't know if I'll do a podcast on it because there's a lot of stuff. Who knows? Might do something on YouTube, on my other like my channel. Who knows? But at the same time, I think that's it for this week. Another really short episode. There's really, without really much news with football, there's really not much to talk about. Next week or in the when does the F1 start? So I was talking about it in yesterday's recording, but that didn't happen. F1 is supposed to be starting soon. I might do an episode. I don't know if it'll be this week or the week after, but I would like to do an F1 episode talking about the liveries. I also want to wait for all the stuff to come out. I can't remember when everything's supposed to be like all the liveries are supposed to be released, but we already have McLarens. I can't remember if we have Haas's yet, but McLaren's looks nice. But I would like to do an F1 preview, maybe the week of it starting, like before that Sunday, or whatever, the Friday before the Friday. So I would like to have it for that Wednesday, the Wednesday of that week. I don't know if people would be into that, but I would like to do an F1 episode. I also I'll probably do something in the coming weeks with NFL prospects, like talking about team needs. I'll pick out a few teams, talk about what they need. Definitely we'll talk about the Packers. Yeah, that's essentially it. That's essentially what I got coming up. Again, I don't know what's gonna be happening because I'm gonna be starting work again. I'll be getting my schedule soon, so I'll work with how that works. And if anything, I'm gonna try and have Tuesdays free so I can actually still record these podcasts. That's all for this week. What was I gonna say? I need a haircut. Hey, Ford, open up. Can we have barbers and hairstylists? Because I need to go see my boy Enzo. I need a haircut so bad. That's all for this week. I'll see y'all next week. Follow me on Instagram at Bonavoda. Follow me on Twitter at Bonavoda_ with a capital B. Follow the podcast at Leading the Pack Pod. And that's all for this week. Ciao, ciao.